You have a girl, my heart is calm. Every night in my bed, you make me feel warm. Girl, you make me feel like perform.
Every day will feel like a holiday.
Hey, what the man say?
When my baby,
baby love.
when my baby comes home. Whoa, every day will be like a holiday.
Please do not disturb.
Just about 35 minutes down after the hour of 8 o'clock.
When my baby,
Another beautiful Wednesday morning.
Welcome back in my arms. You went away, girl, much too long. Every night in my bed, you make me feel warm. Girl, you make me feel like a palm.
every day.
And we're just about to get into some traffic talk on the road.
Why me don't want the phone ring?
Another segment.
When my baby,
We're going to get some valued information on the traffic. Of course, the time of the year when everything seems to get really busy. Can't get from A to B, man.
every day will be like a holiday. When my
Baby, darling, there.
when my baby comes home.
ZIZ Radio, entertaining the nation, enjoyed by the world.
Attention all drivers, I'm begging you to slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, down. Too many stunt drivers on the road, man.
All right, you heard the man. Slow it down, slow it down. Too many stunts on the road. And of course, this is the time of year when you have to be driving for not only yourself, but the other driver who is in front of you, on the side of you, or the back of you. I want to welcome the officers this morning from the traffic department. A special good morning, guys.
A pleasant good morning, one and all.
How are you guys doing, man?
We're doing great.
You're not looking overworked as yet.
Not as yet.
You're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
All right, so what's on the slate for today?
Okay, here today, my name is Sergeant Harris. I'm supervisor of traffic department and Inspector Phipps, the manager of traffic department.
Good morning, one and all. For today, our topic will be lighting. But before we start our topic, I have a bit of good traffic information for one and all. The general public is hereby notified that as of yesterday, Tuesday, 15 November 2022, vehicular traffic exiting Port Zante in the vicinity of Sands Complex are permitted to turn left or right on the Bay Road.
Okay,
However, the traffic light signal at that junction will continue to indicate right turn only. The appropriate signs were already installed to indicate left turn are also permitted. This temporary change is to facilitate a traffic flow study by the Public Works Department, after which a decision will be taken on the way forward based on the results of this study. We ask motorists and pedestrians to continue to be courteous when using these intersections and comply with the traffic signs and signals.
Can I get a question in there on the same topic? How and when, at what time of the lighting would you be able to make that left turn? When the other side gets to the red? Or at all times, just by looking at the traffic?
No, when the arrow that's
Would be saying
right, you could go left.
Then you couldn't go left.
That's correct.
Okay.
So you walk.
So you're
on
still
the arrow.
following the light,
That's
but not the arrow itself.
Right.
Okay, great. Okay, that would take a while to get the customer, but I hope that the signs you put up would be able to to rectify that as soon as possible. Yeah?
Right.
Okay. Good news, by the way.
Yes. People were asking for that to change.
Yeah.
The police and public works understand the outcry, so they put a study in place to facilitate the callers or the community outcry. This will assist the traffic department in going forward, whether to leave it how it presently be or the past. So the study will tell a lot about how the way forward.
Oh, okay. All right. Yep.
With reference to lights, as we talk about lights, we encourage people to adhere to the traffic lights as well. We realize that there are persons when they in traffic lights and the lights already off green, they try to beat the lights, and doing so, when they pass in, the lights already turn red when they already in the intersection of the both lights, and where the person on the other hand have green lights, so the person on the other hand now have to wait for that person to clear the way to pass. So we asking people to adhere to the lights so the traffic to move freely, because in doing so, everyone will get to where they want to go in a proper time. But if you are not adhering to the rules of the lights, you don't got times you don't make congestion, because you end up into the intersection. The next one who come in might say, well, it's my time to go, so me going. So
Yeah.
sometimes we gotta be cautious.
Well, the only light that they can go through other than green is orange, and that's it.
Yes.
So as long as you're not on the orange, and you have to have seen it gone to orange. If you didn't see it, then you know that you're definitely in the red. You know. Anything else you have?
And we also asking persons with colored lights within the headlamps and so forth to remove them. There are people having pretty lights in the headlamp, like carnival colors. So therefore, we are saying that the lights supposed to be uncolored. For those who supposed to have two lights, we ask them to continue the two lights. As we know, driving with one light is an ticketing offense, and the only vehicle that's supposed to drive with one light is a motorbike. So therefore, we asking person, plan ahead when you jump in your vehicle. Inspect your vehicle. Make sure your lights are working. Make sure your headlamps working. Make sure the lights that your indicators them working. The lights that you wear that illuminate the number plate working. So we're saying to the general public, inspect your vehicle before you drive off. So it will be an easy way for you to go without any interception from the police and receive a ticket.
Okay.
Also, we have noticed that persons are using the fog lights. Instead of the two headlights, they use the fog lights. And within the headlights, they have these blinkers, something like the emergency lights. And the only emergency vehicles lights supposed to be flashing. And not only that, these blinkers are red, all kind of colors. Sometimes even when they have on their normal beam, because the casing inside the headlight itself will project a different color, because they have so many different colors inside their headlamps. Also, blue light is not permitted.
Accepted.
That is unauthorized lights. Only police vehicles should be using blue lights. Another thing we have observed is that persons have this long,
The long beam.
this
The long
this
beam.
long
Yeah.
lights.
Yeah.
either
The
on
LED
their
long. The,
bumper.
the LED bar they call that.
Yes,
Yes.
that too is
That
not
is not-
authorized.
yes,
And we
yeah.
are asking all owners, drivers, persons who are in charge of these vehicles, kindly remove these lights from their vehicles. It is an offense. As section
Don't you
18(1)
don't you think they know?
Yes, they know, but someone like to challenge.
So okay. So
once they challenge
I
section 18(1) of the
Mm-hmm.
Road and Traffic Act give us the authority, and that speaks about lighting. Also, section 76 of the Road and Traffic also gave us the authority to impound or seize any vehicle that is in violations of any traffic offenses.
What about the buses? I know the buses at one time had asked for permission to have lights as an identifiable vehicle coming. You allow that or you don't?
Yes, they're
I remember.
It's gone to the extreme now where they're having the blinkers
Way too
and
much
all
stuff,
kind
yeah.
of different colors inside the headlamps itself.
So you're asking them to stick to the agreement that you make, whatever you gave them the authority to do.
The
They do
headlight
that.
itself should be uncolored. No other lights supposed to be or should be inside the headlamp.
Yes, so therefore we are saying just follow the basic car safety rules as well. Where persons carrying people, their safety is in your hands as well. So we asking people to adhere to the laws. Lights is a big problem at nights. We have vehicle driving with a one headlamp at night in a dark area. Someone might think it's a motorbike,
Yeah.
and you get a head-on collision. And most of the time, when persons or drivers get into accident, the passengers are the one get the worst of it. I guess it's so because most of the time, the passengers them usually be sleeping,
Unaware.
unaware what's going on. But we are saying adhere to the rules so we got a proper and a safety road users. As we see Carnival coming up as well. Carnival coming up, so we're asking people to stay alert while driving. Avoid driving and using your cell phone as well. We ask to avoid driving, and when people drive, they tend to talk to the person just outside the door and a drive, person within the vehicle and driving. We say stop these things. As with children as well, we are asking you all let the children then buckle up. There are persons will be driving with children, and you will see a child standing up between the two seats. We should know that a child cannot be physically fit to prevent him from going forward when the vehicle gets into an accident. The child might hit his head and pass away. So let's say work with the laws that are there for the safety of every individual, the person beside you, also the other drivers. And we also asking for drivers, the carnival coming up as well. So we're asking people to take the time on the road, mind the speeds and so forth. At traffic department, we realize that most of the traffic accidents are rear collision because we are people not paying attention and so forth. And while not paying attention, the next vehicle might come to a stop, and the person running into the rear vehicle. So we asking people to pay attention. Carnival is near. So, and we asking you all to, once you're going out to party and you plan to drink, walk with somebody who is not drinking to drive that
A designated driver.
Yes, to drive that said vehicle.
And also tiredness, so that is a factor. You get tired from partying too long.
Yes.
May I interject? As Sergeant Harris would have said, mostly some of the causes of accidents is where persons collided in the way of other vehicle. We have also noticed that not just passenger buses, but all vehicles, the drivers or owner, they have these caps over the indicator case. And so you don't know if they're indicating to go right or left because it is so dark. You cannot see the brakes lights, or sometimes the brakes light is purple, all kind of colors, so you don't even know if this bus is going to stop. So in general, we are asking person, please comply and remove these caps or tint, whatever you have over these, over the casing of the
Lights.
The lights.
I think you guys need to change the terminology of asking to warning. Because asking sound like you're begging them to adhere to the law, whereas you should be warning them to adhere to the law.
But as I indicated, section 76.
That's what I'm saying. So you need to start warning.
We will be going on a drive and we'll be applying that section.
And you see, I always wonder how it becomes this way. Because you would go on a drive this week and then you don't go on a drive again. You see, and then it builds back up. You go on the drive and everybody takes out the tint, everybody takes out the light, and then 6 months you don't do it anymore, and they put them back in. Or new people get into it because it looks good to them. But if it's a constant thing, then I believe then that's why I said they should know the law. But if you're only doing it once in a while, like I usually say, I think around April you just got the tint. After that, it becomes dark again.
No, we are out every
It has to be
that
constant.
in different areas and.
But it has
so
to be
many-
it has
so
to be
many.
constant.
So
Even
many.
if you're driving home and you're not working and you see a vehicle, you have the right to pull up on them and either give them a warning and say, look, I don't want to see this again. I give you 24 hours to take this out.
You see, the warning come from the radio show. Once we on the road, there is no warning for you. If you're speeding, you will get a ticket.
And there you go.
There is no chance for you. If your tint dark, and we realize that we gave you tint ticket before, we asked you to remove the tint before, and you remove the tint, and then a week after, we realize it's back on. We are saying, once we already give you 2 to 3 tint tickets, and we realize your vehicle still dark, we're going to impound that vehicle until it is roadworthy. If a vehicle is too dark, it's not roadworthy. It's an offense. So therefore, we're asking people to comply to the laws, because once we hit the road, there is no warning. The ticket will be issued. There's a number of people always asking, oh, why y'all don't give warning? Is every week police and radio
I don't
show.
see why you should be giving a warning when they are aware. They are aware of the laws. You know, I mean, I only say a warning when in the case of your backlight is out or your headlamp is out. I can understand. That can happen to anybody. You could even check it at home and it blow on the way. It's electrical. So that I would assume definitely is a warning. But, you know,
tint
and light, you're aware of it totally. We have a couple of calls coming in. I'm sure there's some folks out there who would like to interject and give us some information that might be happening out there to them also. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, good morning, sir. I said.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Turn the volume down. I would like to ask the officers, for how long since this program been on the radio? Used to be on Main FM also. How long since you have the radio program?
How long it has been on the radio?
Yes.
I assume
the program.
a good amount of years. I think I know where you're going with the question, but go ahead.
No, you ain't know where you're going. Ronnie.
Trust
You
me,
ain't
I know.
Take it easy, one. You ain't know where you're going.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Yes. What the police ain't answer yet?
Yes, this show is on for a number of years, sir. As I say, the radio show we will use as a warning for therefore, when the police on the road, there will be no warning. Ticket will be issued. Vehicle will be impounded.
You know, I'm not satisfied. In fact, I'm dissatisfied with the way police handling some of these issues. Ronnie made a point that you could be traveling in the night or even in the day, and you ain't even realize a brake light, that problem. Because you could leave home and your way, it could happen. Just like you could have switch off your vehicle, you go back to start it, and you ain't start because the battery gone. Things like that.
Yes.
But you're telling me, from the time this program started, you all, and it's a number of years, and you had several people who were there, like Brown and Keynes and others.
Yes.
And they're saying the same thing.
Yes.
You are saying the same thing. Is that a warning and asking people to comply? You could ask them to comply, but you're supposed to give them according to Calypso, give them the hammer of justice, bringing down on them. The state could do well with some of them monies here for disobedience. People in St. Kitts are to disobedience. And I want to ask you, what could you all do about these lot of vehicles? And it is increasing, as I don't know. Noise, buses, private vehicles, noise, and motorbikes, noise. You live close to the road, you're suffering the most, because like me. Because some of them are listening radio or something on this phone talking to somebody. When you look, lot of noise. One vehicle pass, skip one, another one, noise. Well, you all need to do something about it. Have a good day.
Okay, so thanks a lot for your call. Go ahead.
Thanks for calling. With reference to the radio show and repeating it over and over, we must bear in mind that we are also a tourism-driven destination. We also should bear in mind that there are persons who maybe just get a license maybe 2 days ago, a month ago, and so forth. So therefore, it is important to always remind people of the laws. So I'm saying it's not being repeated in deaf ears. It's just reminding others who come forth. As I said, you have people who just get the license and so forth and in aware of the laws. So we got to remind those. With the noisy vehicles, I know what you're talking about, where bus drivers turning up their volume at a high pitch. Under the traffic laws, the noisy vehicle only covered to the muffler, the sound of the muffler. That offense needs to be amended, where he interject with the loud noise of the vehicle by the speakers. But for this time, all we can do, if the motorbikes, you have some motorbikes is naturally noisy because the type of motorbike they are. But where persons put on mufflers just to make a bigger sound, a louder sound, that way the person will get a ticket. But where the bus drivers then turning up the volumes and so forth, we can't give them a traffic ticket for that.
As yet.
I hope, hopefully, that law amend and we could issue that amount of ticket, because it is very difficult when you're in a vehicle, have your volume up, siren back in ambulance behind, but you can't hear it because of your noise.
Yeah.
And all that need to look into.
Definitely. Okay, we go back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Rascal, officers, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What's he telling people about you just get your license and you're not aware of the traffic laws? I mean, this sounds ridiculous. A man who just get his license should be aware of all the traffic offenses and all these things. It sounds ridiculous. Y'all have a serious problem out there of enforcing, and I don't believe some of you know all the laws either, or the offenses. One of you were there saying to that, you have the cars patrolling every day. But one of the things I asked one of the officers one time, I think it was Keynes. Do they know when they're out there driving up and down what to really look for? Or are they just driving up and down? Because sometimes I see police pass things which are offensive.
That's a fact.
And you see a lot of see and don't see. Or maybe they don't know what to look for. Or they don't care. And people go out there and they are unlawful with all these things because some of them just say, see, they don't even study them things there. I mean, somebody say something about the things. You all will talk about the things today. Rascal said it too. And you'll see them out there while about things, let's say, in June. And you'll not see not more things again for a year or two. And you allow it to fester. And then you find after a year or 2 or 3 or 4 you want to start going after people again. That's nonsense. You can't do that. If the thing's illegal, enforce it and be on top of it. They in their house. Because you allow people to do it, they come and they talk about the number plates. So the numbers should be this way, they should be that way. You see all kind of fancy numbers out there and nobody's studying it. Next thing you want to go after people a year after or 2 years after. We have a serious problem with enforcement and knowing what the violations are. If you have a situation like this, okay, people come and they license their car every year. When they go into license, you have a list of traffic offenses on a piece of paper and you give it to each one who come and license their car and you let them know that you must come familiar with these things because A, B, and C will be happening. But like somebody said to you all, they're begging people to comply, you know, begging. At one time you said there should be no mechanic shops on the road. Nobody should be repairing cars on the road. But you still see it all over. So nobody's studying nothing. The people who put in on the pretty lights and the police lights in the grill and so forth, you all see them up and down too, every day. Y'all ain't doing nothing, and they ain't doing nothing either. I don't know what else to say, but we have a problem with enforcement. Right? I don't know if you all are afraid or what, but as long as you're doing this, people going to be violating. Because they realize you see and don't see, you pass up and down and you don't see. That's the way it's going to be. And this nonsense again about people just getting the license and they're not aware of the laws. Don't even say that. It's so funny to you. It's so funny to me. You all are the enforcers and you're telling people that they don't know the law. Do something. Good morning.
Okay, buddy. Thanks a lot for your input. We're going to take maybe 2 more calls and then wrap it up. Okay. Hello, ZIZ Radio. You're on the road.
Good morning, Ronnie.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, you're doing a good job.
Thank you, brother.
To the officers, them, right? People don't have nothing against you all, but it is the truth. Because we are out there and we are policing the whole entire country of what you see going on. And when you all come on the radio and start to speak about these things, people just get a license and they ain't, you are supposed to enforce the law. Come to the first column, bring on the hammer and let people to understand you cannot be just coming here and breaking the law all the time and getting away. And let the young drivers them to understand the same thing too. The last caller made some good points and you all have to write them down and study them of what these callers are saying. I'd like to know how many officers are there in the traffic department. Could someone tell me?
We have 10 officers at the traffic department.
You all need more officers presently now. Look how this kind of a season in the traffic department. The traffic department should have about 50 officers to be on the street every day, monitoring the vehicles with people driving recklessly. When you come across the Thomas Road, I speak about it with Inspector Keynes and Sergeant Brown about the vehicles coming across in Fort Thomas Road. And nobody is looking to see how people is walking across here. You have the Isham School. I speak about speed bumps. Nobody's taking me on. That is why I stopped calling to say anything. I only listen because of these two callers made some valuable points that you all coming on the radio and speaking one thing over and over and over. It's like you're beating a dead horse. Come out and do what you all have to do and stop coming on the radio and stop talk stupidness. Sorry to do that. I just put the statement that the officer talks about people just get the license and not anything new. You all have a pleasant day.
Okay, sir. All right. Thanks for your call. Last caller. Is that I said? Hello. Good morning.
Brother Rascal.
Yes, my brother.
And good morning to the members of the Royal Trinket Police Force and the traffic department. Good morning. Now, on to the caller, talk about the noise with the vehicles. It ain't only the vehicles one them they make noise with. They make noise with the set on in the car. Sometimes I live close to the road. I live in Fairview going to the road. And sometimes I park the car, go in a shop the boy, and this load of noise, you're in your house and you can't listen to your phone. You can't hear what you're saying. You can't do nothing until sometimes I beg them to turn off some noise. They just cuss and just go out with all kind of things. And I believe that something's supposed to happen with these load of noise. After you're in your van, you're in a Porsche plane, you're on the road, and these load of noise in your vehicle from your set. You know, man, it's ridiculous. All right then, good program.
All right, thanks a lot, brother. Okay, officers, you got a mouthful here.
Yes, sir. As it relates to the caller with the one where he asks about the persons getting their license for the first time, you must understand that there are a set of driving instructors, and the driving instructors will only educate the students on certain rules as it relates to getting your license. So we first have to educate them. We must come here on the radio to educate persons out there about the rules and laws as it relates to traffic. So it's no stupid question as you might have seen it. It's not that. You have to educate. Whenever a person gets their license for the first time, before they leave the traffic department, one of the officer or the examining officer normally would give them some hints and say, you're not supposed to park on yellow line, the speed limit in villages. They give them a whole page. And I mean, you're young, you get your license. Even though we tell you this, you forget until something happens. Now you understand, oh yeah, I was supposed to. So we still have to educate persons. As it relates to the offenses that are committed, yes, we have a number of inspection sites. And these vehicles goes to the inspection sites, and they pass the vehicles with the offenses, and so it make it harder on us as well, because the inspection site is supposed to be one of the enforcement agency, and what is happening to with the inspection site, the standard of bureau, they are coming together, and all inspection site will be of the same. Oh, okay. If you don't have the necessary tools and what's not, the licensing authority, which is the Commissioner of Police, will write you, and you must have the respective tools to do the work. If not, you'll be a part of.
Oh, okay.
So we're just waiting for that.
Okay, so you're stepping down on that. That's a good area to start, actually.
With the enforcement part, the caller said person turning a blind eye. I wouldn't disagree, agree with it, but yes, he will have times that people will be riding motorbike without helmet, might pass the vehicle, pass a police vehicle. I will not say no excuse to the officer, but sometimes maybe the officer is in traffic, they go in different direction. We are police to do a U-turn in the Migley Road. That will be wrong. If you get in an accident, that will be wrong. So by the time the officer go and get a junction to turn on, the bike already gone.
Yeah. Or it could turn into a chase, which could end in something else.
A life. With reference to enforcing, yes, the police are out there enforcing tickets and so forth. To date, we have over 47,000 tickets issued. You understand? So therefore, that's a lot of tickets.
Paid or not paid?
Majority paid.
Okay.
Majority paid. So, and still, person who go to court, they will get charged more. So, yes, the police are out there enforcing the laws. Maybe people might not see it as that thing, but yes, the police are out there.
My concern, though, I had this conversation with when Keynes was in charge, and my concern is, why is it just the traffic police? As the inspector said, you have 10 traffic police. 10 traffic police cannot police the entire country. Why is it the, should I use the word regular police or general police? Why aren't they enforcing the laws also? In other countries they do. They are aware what is, what is wrong, and they have the right to do so. A matter of fact, a lot of the pullovers that they make in America and discover odd things, even people on probation, people wanted and stuff, was done not by traffic police or highway police, but regular police, where just pulling you over, give you a check, and boom, they make a big call, So why aren't they helping out the traffic?
No. Let's not get it twisted.
That's why I'm asking.
We have a number of police stations within the Federation, and all officers normally be on the road. They're on the road different timings, but persons looking mainly for traffic office. But we only deal with traffic inside Bastia area. And so we deal with accident, anything as it relates to traffic in the Bastia area, we deal with that. We have police, you normally find police in Old Road, police in Sandy Point, police, that we all be out. We all be out.
Yeah, but my question is, why the general population of police are not assisting the traffic police themselves? You said you have 10.
Yes.
You need way more than that.
That's true.
So if every other officer who are on beat sees an offense, why can't they or don't they interact?
Yes, they do.
They do?
Yes. All police officers are traffic officers. They do assist.
I find that hard to believe.
Because
those are the police that I
the
think.
police station this morning, and you'll see.
Those are the police I think that the audience on the outside are speaking about, who just see it go by.
They do
okay,
assist.
all right, okay, great.
They do assist, but we must bear in mind that, as you say, the regular police officers, they have other items to deal with, where they have to tend to other reports other than traffic department. They got to tend to domestic issues, crime and so forth. So
but in the case of lights and tint and stuff, they can be the ones even doing the warning.
Yes.
If I'm an officer and I'm on 4th Street and a guy drive up the road, he dark out. I flag him down and say, "Sir, you're not supposed to be wearing that kind of darkness on your vehicle. Kind of take it off." Bam, bam, bam. It becomes a warning from an officer himself. That guy has to be ignorant enough to say, "But I may study here, you going, blah, blah, blah." Or he had heard because an officer told him about it. Instead of you have to depend on the traffic police who can't be everywhere.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So he's not taking him off of what he's doing. But he's being an officer enforcing the law by a warning.
But they do.
And if he gets some more, then he call you guys and I sort out that case.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, they do assist.
Okay. Right.
I will just touch a few, like Kean will be doing the VCP in Kean district. I know Oro does do in Oro district. Traffic normally do at Chance Lang Part, where Bastia will normally do in the Canary area. So we zone out, and that's how the police duties them the VCP them start out, because everybody have a piece, a hand to play in upholding the laws in the Federation. But they do assist, and as you know, Rose is responsible for the city town itself. Rose and Shimen.
Yeah, the Dan Gaga.
Yes, responsible for the city itself.
Love her or hate her, she's good.
That's correct. And the beat patrol is also responsible for in the city area to assist with Rose as well, where they're supposed to be issuing ticket as well. Well, everybody do assist.
I have an issue.
Yes.
Sound like I got a lot of issue. A lot of times you guys would go, there's an event somewhere and you put up the barricades and you put up the cones and everything. The event may finish, let's say, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. And those things would steady till the following day. Why, when you put them down, nobody comes back for them? If the event is over, even the police who are working the event should have the right to move them. And I'm telling you that because I live at Taylor's, and usually when there's an issue at the park, those signs don't move until the following day. So if somebody wants to go down by the park, all the event finished, the barricades are there, they're asking themselves, should I go down? If I go down there, I might be breaking the lock, as the sign said, no entry, but nothing happening, everything done. See what I'm saying?
It's a duty of the police officer who is on duty and as well as the traffic officer to remove the signs as soon as they
But around that time the traffic officer is sleeping.
Finished. The only time these signs will remain, but they will be on the side if the following day we're having another function and we have to
I'm
put
speaking
the same.
about they're in the road until the following day.
Well, they're supposed to be
Nobody
moved
comes
right
to move
after,
them.
right after the function.
There you go. Okay. We're just, rectifying little knacks, things there. We got a couple of calls still coming in. You guys want to take the calls? We still got some time. I didn't have a 9 o'clock report today, so we didn't break. And so let's go to the phone lines. The phones are busy at the moment. Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Concerning, if your police was dealing with a matter, and he moved or he is no police no more, does the matter cease or somebody else take it over?
You understand?
Caller, thanks for calling. According to the matter, once the police is still an active police, is responsible to carry out the investigation. If the police start the investigation and complete it, he is still responsible for the outcome. By where, so say, for example, if a report was made today and the police get chance for tomorrow, the supervisor they now have to select a next officer to deal with that matter. No matter supposed to leave under the table. Once the report is made, a police officer should deal with it. Whether the officer get transfer or not, once the matter is a court matter, once the police are ready to take all the statements and so forth, he have a responsible to send that matter to court. He is supposed to send that file to the supervisor. Supervisor vet that file and send it up to the inspector. Inspector also vet that file and he send it down to the court.
No, it's not a court matter until that. It's like you have a garage in a area was supposed to be moved. Planning unit, everybody was dealing with it, and nothing happened after the police saying the police no more. So it just stopped, ceased, everything, just nothing happening again. Sergeant Amory was dealing with the matter, and when I contacted him, he said he's not in the force anymore, but he passed on information. The area is in Dorset.
Okay, as it relates to that area where the garage shop is, the person now changes the status scope of that area from a residence area to a commercial area. So that now will fall under planning. That's Mr. Farrier.
Yes.
Yes, so they are responsible in sorting out a piece of land to have that person move. The traffic department cannot do anything else as it relates to moving that person from that location to another. What we could do is deal with whatever traffic offenses is committed in that area.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, thanks for your call. We go to the phone lines again.
Hello,
good morning. Road Talk.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes,
good morning. Good morning.
The question of the police and traffic officers repeating these appeals for a number of years, one has to understand that you do not know who is listening for the very first time. Yes. And so it's always important to provide your information, irrespective of the fact that you would have provided it 10 years ago. There are new persons being born, there are new people coming into the area, and so that information is still valid for anybody who is going to hear this message for the very first time. And so it's not correct to assume that just because you have been issuing these appeals years ago that you ought not to continue. And so you're on the right track, and I just want to settle that particular matter. The only question I have, though, is the choice of words, and I agree with the caller. Instead of asking people and begging people, perhaps an appropriate terminology would be to advise the people. So you could advise them, but not necessarily asking and begging them. So maybe the listener would be more comfortable with the use of the word advice. Thirdly, the matter of noise abatement. There is a Noise Abatement Act which sets up noise abatement zones.
Yes.
And I want to suggest to the officers there that perhaps there need not be any special amendment to the Traffic Act in order to bring noise abatement in line with the offenses that are committed by persons using vehicles with loud speakers. Perhaps you could check in Part 3 of the Noise Abatement Act, which speaks to complaints, investigations, and other areas, where it says that a person shall not cause or make unreasonable noise that disturbs the peace and quiet and comfort of his neighbors in any area outside of a noise abatement zone. So even though you have noise abatement zones, there are other areas outside of the noise abatement zones where a person, quote unquote, shall not cause or make unreasonable noise that disturbs the peace and quiet and comfort of his neighbors. And so perhaps you should look at that and see if that can assist you with providing some control over the persons who make noise with their vehicles. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. We have one more caller, and then we get right back into answering the questions. Hello. Good morning. Yes, good morning, sir.
Okay, I'm calling from New York City, and I was observing the show. What you said happened in America, you're exactly right. In the United States, if a police going anywhere and you see you break a traffic law, they chase you down, they turn around and chase you down, and when they catch you, they run your name in the database. You might be wanted for other crimes, or they search your car and catch you as a criminal that they never get you before. Just a simple traffic ticket could cause you to be in a lot of trouble. So I agree with you what you said about the United States. It don't matter what the police is doing. If you break the law, traffic, they should go after you and try to stop you because you could be wanted.
Definitely. Thanks a lot, brother. Okay, so we have our plate fill again. Folks out there definitely looking on.
Thanks for calling. With the Noise Abatement Act, this act is not fall under the traffic offense act. Where your noise abatement, where you have to have
it's residential
and vote to complainant and so forth. What we are saying, where we could ticket for noise, where amend the law for the noise, where, for example, police on the road, and from a distance you hear the noise coming up and so forth. We say if this was amended, the police could issue the ticket without bringing Tom Hardick to give evidence on his behalf. The police gave the ticket on his senses, where he could say he was at least a mile away when he heard the boom or the speakers before it reached him. So caller is not about the Noise Abatement Act itself we're talking about. We're talking about where they have function disturbing the residential and everything. But we're talking about the noisy vehicles. We often in the neighborhood on the side of the road, you hear this vehicle a lot of boom, 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 boom. Sometimes you need to just rest your head, but all you hear boom, 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 boom. So therefore, we are saying something need to be done and quickly done.
When you're hearing that big boom, 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 they don't really have passengers. It's just themselves.
Just themselves, yes, that's true.
No passenger can endure that kind of torture.
A lot of noise.
Comfortable going home, especially if you have a couple of old grannies in there. So it's usually when they're by themselves, they turn up the thing. Yeah,
that's true.
Okay, guys, you want to wrap it up?
I must say too that traffic wardens are out there assisting the police as well. I realize we leave them out. I must touch on the traffic warden. As I say, some of the traffic warden is under Rouse as well. These people doing a marvelous job in the inner city area. Therefore, I will say the police officers, them doing a good job. More could be done, but they're doing a good
definitely,
job.
Definitely.
More could be done.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Inspector?
I'm appealing to all persons, as usual, to adhere to all traffic signs and traffic laws. And please, don't make yourself a part of the statistics.
Definitely. All right, guys, thanks a lot for coming in. And, of course, keep up the good works. You're listening to the folks out there. They have many different queries, and obviously you can see that people are looking on and willing to assist, willing to help. And so I don't think they're coming at you guys. They're just saying there's areas that you can brush up a little bit.
Well, thanks for having us. Thanks for the callers, for their concerns, Welsh remarks, and so forth. As we say, we're here every week, so make it an interesting one. Make your calls. Sometimes, most of the time, your call and suggestion help to shape the traffic. So continue.
Definitely. All right, guys. Take care. Keep up the good works. And we here at ZIZ Radio will continue to let the folks know.
It's better late than never. So why all the hurry? Speeding is the main cause of plenty mishaps.